Oh, it's different now. Look at that.
Mine don't look like that. I think you got your stuff zoomed in.
No, I don't. My Facebook look different. Like when you switch, does it look like this now? Hold on, let me go back. Well, yours don't show that we live.
Yeah, we do.
I know, but usually when it's live, it shows a red circle around it. Your thing didn't show that.
Are you on? That's Facebook.
Yeah, it's like, does yours look like this when you switch now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, your stories look big. You got it like when you can't see. And did you go in and do that thing? Are your like text bigger, like your letters and your keyboard and stuff? That's probably why it's so big. We lie, man.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't put that in there. That support the stream. I guess that must be something new.
I was about to say, is there a way for them to? Let's get some tunes going, dude.
That's your job, so.
I was talking to me.
Just sitting here.
I was talking to me. Which route we want to go? I don't be remembering these songs, so I don't be wanting to play something and be like something crazy.
It can't be nothing crazier than your memory from today.
What's my memory?
B2K Millennial Tour.
Part 2?
They was cussing up a storm. I said, what in the world?
It wasn't me. It was them. They was cussing. With this one.
Front door open for me, so you don't gotta get out of bed. I'ma come right in when I get there. I can't wait to be next to ya. Ooh, I took off work for this. I've been hurting for some cutie with ya. Stay at home and play hooky with ya. No. Spooning under the covers, we making love to each other, taking brief intermission to watch reruns of The Walking Dead. Yeah, and Martin. Time we wake up is to stuff our faces you made, fried potatoes, bacon in an omelet. Ooh, and I love that. Playing up with you, babe.
Hey, Candace.
Nobody like you. I made a playlist of songs to remind me of you on iTunes. Laying up with you from morning into the high noon. Playing video games, Street Fighter, Ken and Ryu. How you can? I don't understand how you can be so fly without being a highfalutin. We wrestling all over the house, pinning each other down, and purposely I'm losing. Cause I love it when you all man. This feeling more like some fall play.
They on vacation today.
In the horseplay.
They are working out with Coach Poya.
Get in here.
Everybody working out.
So ain't nothing left for discussion. We ain't gotta go in public. I'm content with doing nothing but lay.
I can't tag from the
morning. I love spending time with you, baby. I love laying
for sharing Robinson.
Robinson who?
Well, I don't know if he's in here. He just shared it, but it doesn't show that he's watching, so.
Appreciate the share, homie.
Don't be calling him out too hard.
It's 11 p.m. in the city.
Hey, Shanika. Welcome. Y'all can tag a lot of people from our business page. Y'all don't have to help me out.
Why don't you just
I switched to myself, but I don't think a lot of people I'm not friends with.
I don't wanna see a nigga in his feelings right now. Hold up. Gon' shoot me a text, and you get mad when I don't reply. Girl, I ain't tryna talk to you right now. Baby girl, I can't even lie. Girl, I hate the way that we finish. I really hate the way that we end it. How we gon' be friends if this is really the end? Girl, you know a nigga better.
I got the ugliest reading face on. I'm like trying to see. I don't know who these people is. I can't see their profile pictures from them.
I can't do it because my sound won't work.
You in here, say what's up so we know it, and don't forget to share, please, and thank you. Can I do that, like, what's they be doing, where they be tagging everybody?
Got followers? Yeah, do that. See boy.
I don't know. Say I could do that. Hey, boo, and thank you for highlighting it. Hey, Nikki.
It made me so bitter, bitter. Oh, it made me so
Thank you for sharing. Hey, Aisha.
Oh, we lost IG with this.
We did.
That's some good going.
Felt like we was just getting started. Now you hit me with the text like sounding like party.
Rap.
I'm ready.
All right. Get my bearings right. Make sure if you're watching, sound off in the chat so we can shout you out on the stream. Appreciate y'all consistently rocking with us on our lives.
I'm sorry, while we still here, I'm gonna be a little anal retentive and scoot over just a chat. I ain't gonna knock it over. I see it down there.
How am I saying that? Okay.
That'll work out a little bit better for me. So for just a little bit. Wrong way, right way.
Okay.
Right,
We're going to
cool.
get started.
I don't know how I feel that the usual crew ain't up in here.
They They might come in as we go.
Maybe.
Pen. All right. We're going to get started.
Waiting on you.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey, everybody. It is me, Brandy.
And welcome to another live episode of the What They Never Told Us podcast. We live, man.
Happy New Year. It's the first live of 2024.
Whoop,
we
whoop.
up in here. It's a little light today, but that's okay.
First recording of the year, too.
Well, technically, yes.
Yeah, but not the first
it
episode.
came out.
But we recording.
It's the first live. I'm going to
Yeah.
stick with that. We've got Candace, Shanika. Nikki was in here for a second. Aisha was in here. Not sure who's still in here.
Whoop.
But yeah.
We in here. This, I want to personally say, this episode was one of my favorites.
Oh, that's a bold statement. I feel
One of my
like
favorite topics.
Okay.
Let me be specific.
I like that.
I really like the subject matter of it. And it was just kind of like the timing of it, where it landed. It felt very intentional. You know what I'm saying? With the year closing and us landing on this topic, it really resonated with me.
Hey girl, thank you for still being here, Nikki. Yeah, I love the topic. I love the vulnerability that happens in the episode. One of my favorites still, I don't know, it's too early. And
Yeah.
we have a lot of episodes.
I'm about to say at this point it's just getting kind of
I tried to go back and
congested.
listen to some of the first season ones and how it was so painful.
I can't do it. I
I'm
won't do it.
I almost felt like we need to erase them. Like, people are going back when they first hear about us. They're going back and starting from the beginning. And
I
I'm
hate
like,
it. I hate it. It's so forced.
Just skip to season 3.
You know what bothers me the most about that first season?
What's that?
The amount of forced laughter. It's like, when you ain't 100% comfortable, so you just laugh in. Hey, y'all. We're back, y'all.
All right, I'm gonna tell you a story.
I hate
We dropped the intro before we actually dropped the first episode.
Yeah.
And me and my mom went to Lansing for something, and we're on the way back. And I'm like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, you want me to play the episode for you? And she's like, yeah, go ahead and play it. So I played it, and halfway through, she was like, why are y'all laughing so much? And I was so offended.
You were offended?
I was so offended. I was like, that's your first piece of feedback.
Nah, it's a lot of laughter. Unnecessary laughter, too. It's like, when you just feel a little awkward, you want to, what it was for me.
Uncomfortable laugh.
What it was for me, for sure. What it was for me is I was so uncomfortable with just gaps in silence. So if there was a second where we weren't saying nothing, I'd be like,
So what you think about? No, it was absolutely ridiculous.
we got it together,
Thank you,
though.
Candace, for the birthday. Thank you.
We got it together. Oh, hey, hold on. Stop the presses.
Why somebody else gotta bring that up?
Because
Again.
it's past, okay? But we gotta thank you, Candace, for holding us down. This is y'all first time hearing Brandy, seeing Brandy since her birthday on the 1st. Show some love for Brandy, y'all. Come, and she get earrings too.
It was my birthday, and he took me to see The Color Purple, where I bawled my eyes out and had a headache for the rest of the night.
Yeah. You gotta bring in 40, right?
yeah. We're going to the Jordy. We already talked about it.
You not 40?
Huh? I'm not. I just want to know, the closer you push me to 40 is you right behind me. I'm not even scared
It don't
of 40,
bother
but
me.
I'm going to take every year that I can get.
You it ain't 40, it's 39.
not there yet.
Put some respect on 39.
Yeah,
I feel
please.
you.
Don't
We
be
just
trying to skip it like it's insignificant. This might be the best year of my life.
39 just be getting trumped over. You nah, you gonna respect
I'm
my
going to celebrate
39.
every moment of it till
You right.
11:59 on December 31st.
You right. Back to The Color Purple.
Yeah. Well, you're just going to skip over my trip to the Jordy, but that's okay. Candace said she coming with me. We're going to leave you at home.
So somehow, since me and Brady reconnected, she's been talking about Greece, right? And she's already made up in her mind that she wanted to go to Greece randomly out of nowhere.
Wasn't no,
2
it's
days
not
ago,
randomly
she
nowhere.
says randomly out of nowhere. 2 days ago, she says, what was the? It was the rhyme is what irritated me. Yo, good lordy, I'm turning 40 and I'm going
to the Jordy.
Not tell people what's the Jordy.
It's the Jordan River. I'm going to get baptized in it on my 40th birthday in Israel. I really think that it's a great idea.
It's so random. It
It's
came out
actually-
of nowhere.
It's actually, Jordan is its own country, and the River Jordan is in Jordan, and it bridges Israel and because I said in Israel. I don't actually think it's in Israel. I'm not sure, but
Weird
wherever it is, I'm
lesson.
going. I'm gonna get a.
But can you tell me
I'm
where
gonna
this came from? It's out of nowhere. Like you've been saying,
No, it's
Greece
not.
consistently.
I do want to go to Greece, but you was asking me for something that rhymed, and then it was just like the Holy Spirit just downloaded that in my.
Oh, that's now it's you don't need to blaspheme against the Holy Ghost.
I'm not like the idea
Holy
did
Ghost
not
told
come from
you
nowhere.
no, but
I'm
are
just
you
saying it was.
communicating-
I'm not saying the Holy Ghost told me. I'm just saying it was like an idea straight from heaven. Is what I'm saying.
It's a lot.
Because I was.
It's so much.
I was talking about the rhyme, and then I just said the Jordy, but then I was like, oh, how lit would it be to be baptized in the same place that Jesus was baptized on my 40th birthday?
Candace, do not encourage
just
this
feel
40.
like-
We go into the Jordy. First of all, no one calls the Jordan River the Jordy. That's number one. So we need to establish that.
It's a fire hashtag.
Y'all really trying to make fetch happen, and I don't understand
fire
it.
hashtag.
It's not 40. We go into
And
the Jordy.
it's like really significant. I mean, I do still want to go to Greece. Like, I think Greece would be lit, but it doesn't have any significance besides.
Is this
I just
serious?
really want to go to Greece.
Is this serious?
I'm being for real. Like, I would love to be baptized in the Jordan River.
Okay,
so
no.
the idea. Listen, the idea came from.
Hold on, wait a second. I just need to get some clarification before you break it down some more. Are you? I know you want. I believe you want to go get baptized in the Jordan River.
Yes.
I'm asking if that's what you want to do for your 40th birthday.
I just feel like it goes hand in hand at this point.
Seriously, is that what you,
I'm
stop
being
playing with
serious.
me. You seriously want to do that for your 40th
I'm being
birthday?
serious. I think between Greece and the Jordan River, I can't lose. But I think it would be very significant to do that. I wish I would have thought about it when I was 33. And then it really would have been lit.
Candace,
But-
that could be our girls' trip.
See, come on, we going.
Yeah,
I
good.
think it's a great idea.
40 to the Jordan.
Yes.
No, so you were telling your inspiration.
No, so my coworker is from Israel. Parents live in Jordan. They escaped during the conflict, all this stuff. And so she took her baby for the first time over the Thanksgiving break. And that was one of the things that she had planned to do when she got there, is to baptize her son in the Jordan River. So that was like, oh my God, that would be so dope. But because of the conflict that's happening right now, it's actually shut down and you can't do that. So I was just hoping that it would be back open and I could do that.
All right.
I feel like it's a great idea. I mean, if you give me tickets to Greece, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, why would you do
I
that?
told you I wanted to go to the Jordy.
I'm gonna be 40 for a whole year, so we can make it happen. But you know, I just thought it was a good idea.
Chantel
How
says she's
significant?
going too.
See, thank you. How significant would that be? That would be so amazing.
And look, y'all. I'm not hating on it. I just didn't. I don't think it was until this very moment that I knew it was serious. I thought you was just playing because even though he presented, good Lordy, I'm 40 and I'm going to the Jordan.
No,
I thought you was
it
playing.
wasn't one cohesive thought. At first, it was you asked me something with Ryan, so I said, "Good Lordy, I'm 40," and then I was like, "40 going to the Jordan," and then it was just like, "Bam! Like you could get baptized in the Jordan River.
Incredibly,
That's dope."
Would be incredibly significant. I am not hating on that.
Thank
Not hating on
you.
that. All right.
Get ready, get your passports, ladies. We going.
All right, y'all.
I'm laughing. I'm so serious.
I know you are. Let me stop playing. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, the name of the episode was
I regret nothing.
I Regret Nothing.
Hey, Sarah.
I don't know why I was about to say Ready to Risk It All. Don't know what that was.
Next episode.
What is that? I Regret Nothing. And the questions came off the heels off of one of our Ask R&B questions and feedback. This one came courtesy of the homie Aaron, friend of the show. We had him on last season out of the UK. But Aaron asked one thing. He said, regrets can plan, not regrets, but like, what was the way he worded it? Like, oftentimes, like the things that you've been through can plant a seed of change. And is there anything that you guys regret that now you look back on and you can see how God had a plan in it and it was purpose? So that's kind of how it was presented.
I'm gonna go into the episode, but I just want you to know that this thing is like growing legs. Because once Chantel is in, she gonna start playing it, and she said her aunt pastor is going, and then pastor said since he going, you gotta go. So we going. She gonna have an itinerary by the end of the night. It's happening, y'all. But yes, it was a great episode. And first of all, a great question. We got that, like you said, as part of Ask R&B, but it just felt like a good way to end the year by answering the question about regrets and closing doors and all those things. I still stand on the fact that I have no regrets.
Here's a deep philosophical question that we're going to present to everybody who's on right now. Drop it down in the chat. Is there such a thing as a healthy regret? This is something we lightly touched on. Brandy was on the fact that, like, you know, I know everything that I've been through. I know how to plan and a purpose, so I regret nothing. I think I landed on, I agree with that. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it was a disagreement. I think we're just looking at it from two different perspectives. Whereas I look at it, I'm like, you know, no, there's some things I legitimately wish I didn't do. I'm glad God used it. I'm glad God turned it around. But if I went back with the mind I have now, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have said that. I would have been more wise with that. But is there such thing as healthy regret? Drop it down in the chat. Let us know what you think. I think I know your stance. What up, Sierra?
I think what you said in the episode is like, it's all this. Sometimes we get caught up on words, and I think the word regret comes with certain like guilt and shame that I just don't feel. Are there mistakes that I've made in my life that if I had another chance to redo them, I wouldn't do it that same way? Maybe, but I also feel like every decision that I made in my life ended me up where I am right now. And if I change one of those things, would it possibly change the trajectory? Because I mean, I wouldn't have went to Atlanta and got pregnant at 19, but I want to have my baby.
I feel you. Now that's a different thing, but I just don't believe God needs us to mess up for him to fulfill the plan in our life. Not. So it's like, if we say we regret nothing, it's like, man, I had to do this wrong for me to get to this place. And I just don't know.
That's a twisted way of looking at it, like you had to do it.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's when I look back, I'm like, nah, I legitimately wish I didn't do that. Like, I legitimately look back and be like, no, I regret doing that. That was so stupid. But now there is a difference between looking back, acknowledging that. There's a difference between that and then that feeling now causing you to be harmful to yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's what
you're speaking to. You're like, well, that's the definition, the word thing that we do. Mm-hmm. I don't think regret is the negative feelings that you get from regretting doing something. I think that's condemnation.
Regret, feel sad, repentant, or disappointed over something that has happened or been done to you.
Repentant. That's the word. Hey.
So regret is the sad feeling. It's literally in the definition. But I can look up Merriam-Webster.
But hold on, but you can be sad at something that you've done without beating yourself up about it. Are you telling me that if someone killed a loved one, let's just take it to the extreme. Mm-hmm. If someone murdered a loved one, mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they can look back on their life, and every time they look back, they could be sad that they did that. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that they can say, you know what, I'm healed from that, I'm done it, but I'm really sad what happened.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't gonna say, I would be so bad if someone said, I regret nothing. I know what all led me to here. Well, what?
Oh, well, I didn't kill nobody, so I don't regret nothing.
Steal from somebody, hurt somebody, say something that hurts somebody's feelings. Like, I'm talking about the imperfections that we as humans all have and how it affects other people.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've made mistakes, and I would definitely take back a lot of the mistakes that I made in my life. But I guess, I don't know, everything that I read is like the sad feeling associated with that. And I don't have anything in this present moment that I associate with that. Now, on my journey up to here, there was plenty of stuff that I was like, oh my God, I regret that. But again, I've seen a positive spin on those things. Yeah, I'm just talking about my experiences in life. Now, of course, I've said things that I regret saying. And
for sure.
I wasn't speaking to those little bitty, oopsies that we have in life. Sarah says, yes, everything we've gone through makes us have a healthy respect for our lives. Chantel says, absolutely, in my opinion, yes, because of the lessons we get are invaluable.
Candace says it would not be a trip without our diamond members. Like,
Come on, that's Chantel.
Y'all need to drop the Jordy comment. It is going on long enough. Sierra says, as long as they're learned lessons. Absolutely.
It might part when we there if we take her, Candace. Sick
of it.
Shanika says, I believe in healthy regrets. Definitely some lessons learned with them. Sydney Mack, is that somebody new? Hey, Sydney Mack, what's up?
New viewer.
Says, how about, is there something in your past that you reflect on that you wouldn't mind a redo? Yes, absolutely. There are things in my past that I would just do a redo on just because I don't maybe I didn't make the right, I didn't feel like I made the right decision, or I knew now that I know better, I can go back and do it better. You
if
know
I could get if I can get 2003 back, I would smoke that year. I would kill that year.
The year we graduated?
My freshman year of college.
Oh, I was about to say.
If I can get my freshman year of college back, the whole trajectory of my life would have changed.
Same. Facts. I didn't even go to school. I was registered, but I didn't even go. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
There's bigger and better things out here.
But I see what you're saying, though, because there were things that happened in that year that although I would want to do over, if I did do that over, then
it would change things.
It would change things that in this present day, I can't even imagine my life without.
See? No regrets. We're back to my answer. No regrets. I really do believe that, though, having that feeling of regret, there are people who deal with that, which causes feelings of guilt. And I really wish that in the episode we played on just some of those in what's the other word, like reverse feelings of regret, or what's like I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for.
The opposite of regret?
Not the opposite, but the things that come with regret, like the guilt, the shame, the disappointment, the embarrassment, like those things. I think we all have experiences in our life that feelings of that are attached to, and it starts with a regret that it never happened. And so when I was speaking, I was coming from the point of when I said God can use anything, like bad stuff has happened to all of us. But it doesn't stop the purpose and plan that God has on your life. And that's what I was trying to get at. Like, yeah, you might have made a bad decision. You may have hurt somebody. You may have had a baby out of wedlock. But God can use all of that. And I heard a really dope phrase from Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts when she was talking about Eve and the mistakes that she made, but what she set in motion by not letting that event stop her, right? Like, Eve could have gave up after she disappointed the Most High, right? She like you talking about regrets and mistakes like that. You don't get no bigger than that. But she didn't, because he said that her seed would crush the head of the serpent. So if she just stopped and gave up and never had kids and never did anything, like we wouldn't have the Messiah, because he came from the lineage of one of her seeds, right? So I just think that the things that we set in motion, if we just keep going, are invaluable. So if we sit in the regret of something, like it can stop your life from progressing. So I don't regret nothing, and I stand by that.
I have regrets. Regrets. I don't have condemnation. Those are two different things. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can repent without regret. Like if you do something, you just say, I did it. Everything has a purpose. Like
you don't think about that in the moment.
But that's why that in the definition, that's why it was so key in there. Like sad, repentant. Like you gotta sit in. I think two things can be true at the same time. You can legitimately be remorseful about something you did without being abusive to yourself. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can really extract a lesson from something unless you have a proper perspective on it. And we're not saying different things.
Exactly.
But I think regret can be healthy. And I think there's a way to have regret without it being abusive. Like those things aren't synonymous. You cannot, just because you regret something doesn't mean you have to be harmful to yourself. And I think that's what I think in your mind, when you say regret, it's like, nah, that's.
No, I mean, in this present moment, I don't regret anything. Have I had regrets? Absolutely. Like if I made a mistake, I realized it was a mistake. If I hurt somebody, said something wrong in that moment, and probably moments after that, I regret it. But I no longer. Like, I mean, of course, if I hurt somebody, I'm not talking about the things that we do with our words. I'm not talking about stuff like that. But I'm talking about decisions that I made in my life that have caused me to go down whatever path. I don't regret those things.
For sure.
Sierra said, period, Brandy, that needed horns. Come on, you always be horning yourself, but you don't be horning me when I was sitting there spitting.
That sound inappropriate.
Horning yourself. Sydney Mack says, regretting. We need to make a list of the regrets and how we did better after that. What did you learn? Because if you didn't learn something, you will continue to do the same thing.
If you go through something, get the lesson. You come out of a bad relationship, you were with that person for 3 years. If you don't leave with the ring or a marriage or the person who you thought you was going to be with for the rest of your life, at least leave with the lesson that you got from them. At least leave with the lesson of what you won't tolerate anymore. At least leave with the lesson of I won't let anybody speak to me like that again. Or maybe I won't make that mistake again. Maybe I'll be kinder with my words. Maybe I won't be selfish with my desires and my intent. Leave with the lesson. But we as people, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about me, her, all of us at some point have went through hell and left with nothing but burn marks, scars, and bruises and no wisdom from it. When the greatest experience, the greatest teacher, the greatest lessons come from the stuff that we go through, real life action. You know, the best way to learn the definition of hot, touch the stove. You want to know the best way to learn how not to do something? Do it. It'll teach you real quick. But if you do it, get hurt, and you don't learn, now we're talking about cycles. Now we're talking about repetitive cycles and patterns that people are stuck in for years and years because we haven't done the work of getting the lesson. The lesson. That's why I really like that topic. That's why when he messaged us and with his British accent, I just like when he messages. Because it's just,
if he leave a voice note, it's always lit. It's always at least repeat it twice.
I be getting mad when he like write the message. I'm like, man, just leave a voice note, bro. Yeah, your new episode.
Don't
yeah.
do it. You know he gets really disappointed when
That's
you do
why I do it. That's why I do it.
His, accent.
I'm about to learn it. When I master my British accent, I don't want nobody coming for me. But when he left it, I was like, yo, that is so powerful. That's not just an Ask R&B thing. That's like a whole topic. And it led so well into our main topic, which was bringing things to an end, things coming to a close. And that was so significant because it's the last episode of the year.
Chantel says that her seed would crush the head of the enemy. Wow, that was powerful. It was such a great message from her. Sierra said, that's a real Russ. Leave with something. And Brandy sighed, I too. And Rahima, hey, welcome. She says, facts continue to grow.
Absolutely.
You were going to say something about things coming to an end?
Yeah, I was just going to bring it into the topic at hand. So we were talking about relationships coming to an end, and not just relationships, patterns of behavior that don't serve us, like whatever it is. Like as we come to the end of the year, it's getting comfortable and come to the realization that on this side of heaven, everything comes to an end. Everything comes to an end.
Absolutely.
Right? Every relationship, even if you're together to the day you die, one day you gonna die.
somebody gonna go first, and it's the end of it.
Everything comes to an end.
Yeah.
And with that being a reality, with that being a certainty, when you understand that, it'll stop you from dragging stuff on because you fear something coming to an end. Once you grasp the fact, like, okay, this is inevitable. Once I grasp that, now I don't have to sit here and endure a relationship that hasn't served me or produced fruit in years. If anything, it's taxing me, it's draining me. There's expectations that I'm trying to get from this relationship that I'm not getting, and it's becoming more and more clear I'm not going to get. So while I'm sitting in this relationship and I don't want it to come to an end because even though I'm not getting what I need, I'm still comfortable. I'm still like.
And that's a mindset shift because some people feel like I just have invested too much time for me to walk away. But I feel like you've invested too much time to stay. Like if you've invested 15 years of your life and you have not gotten anything that you need, or even if it's just the bare minimum, like you've invested too much time to stay. I've had several conversations like, I just been in it for too long. Like if I walk away now and he get it together, or so what?
I ain't gonna lie, that part sucked though. when you've been like, come on, get it together. Like the say you with somebody, the whole time you like, come on, we in this together. They won't get a job. They can't keep a job. You like, I can't do this. Then the moment you leave, they like start a business. They match. It's like
you wasn't the right
ain't
motivation.
This for about a blip.
Because everybody changed for the person they want to change for. And that's the God's honest truth. So maybe you just wasn't the one.
And honestly though, I don't even think there's a human being we change for. I denounce that whole concept.
Motivate you to change yourself. There's some people who can just motivate you to change. Like the person that they are makes you want to change who you are so that you can be at their level.
Yeah,
and
it's not the person you're with unless that I see what you're saying there.
Yes.
It's like the person pushes you to desire to be a better version of yourself.
And like,
not like I'm doing it for you.
If I'm in a relationship with somebody who requires the bare minimum of me, I'm going to give you the bare minimum. Like if you're not requiring more of me, then I'm going to get you. I mean, you're going to get what you get. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes in relationships, like you're getting less than what you deserve because you're just not requiring that. And when they get in a relationship with someone who like, nah, there's some things from you that I require.
Yeah.
They want to change for that person because they want to keep them. Yeah. But if you stayed when he wasn't working and he was just playing on the couch playing Xbox, then why you need to go work?
That part.
He got what all he want.
All right. Here we're going to do. We're going to tell anonymous stories, no names needed. But I want you to give me what's happening.
Go ahead.
No, tell me what you're...
I need some prep for
This is what you do all the time.
Jump out. I need prep.
You ain't even heard what I said.
Stories. I got to go back in the Rolodex.
Your face be cussing me out. I'm like, I ain't even finished the sentence. I say, here's what we're going to tell strike.
What you about to say? I'm trying to anticipate.
That face.
You're going to get the face always. What you got to say? What you got to do?
I was going to say, let's tell a story of something, or in my mind, I'm thinking a relationship. It don't have to be that. Okay. Coming to an end, and it didn't go good. Like, it was bad.
The end was bad?
The person didn't handle it right, or maybe you didn't handle it right.
You told my story on the last podcast, I think, where the person was at the door when you was in the house. I've got several of those stories.
Y'all, if you missed the episode, I'm running it back. I will never forget that. This is burned in my brain. Okay, there was I think we talked about like the brief stint where me and Brandy tried to resuscitate our relationship during our college years. Mm-hmm. I'm over her apartment. It's a great evening, watching some movies. Next thing I know, I hear a faint voice, Brandy. They outside. I'm like, oh, shoot. Now, I hear it. I look at her, and I don't think she hears it because there's no reaction. She's just watching the movie. I said, is somebody here? Oh, that's just Boop. They ain't gonna say the name. That's just such a, he here? Now, this person, if you also heard the last episode, you know that all of her exes, a lot of her exes were street pharmacists, right? So I know this guy to be what do you call it when you're able to carry a weapon?
Where you're able?
What's the license? I don't know if he had it or not. Concealed to carry. I don't know if he had that license, but I know he concealed and carried. So I'm nervous. I'm like, oh shoot, this is not good for me. But she was so calm. Somehow he went from outside of the building, yelling to the window, to inside the building, yelling outside the door, banging on the door. Boo, 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 boo. Brandy, girl, open up the door, bro.
He was not crying.
If he
was demanding.
If he wasn't crying, he sounded like he was crying. It was a lot of emotion in his voice. He definitely sounded more on the angry side, but I know what a sad brother sound like. He was sad. Open up the door. Hey, girl. Now, mind you, the whole time I'm looking around like this, she is not broke sight of the movie. She is still glued. She like this. To it. How you can't even hear the TV at this point because.
And what I tell you, just ignore him. He'll go away. And he did.
Now, here's the thing. I don't remember the rest of that night. That's the only thing I remember. I don't know when he left. I don't know how I left. Did I leave the window? Did I go out the window or something?
Don't be silly. No,
I don't know.
I told you to just ignore him and he will leave. It took him about 15 minutes, but he left.
That was the first red flag because I said, whatever she did to him.
First of all,
I don't want to happen to me.
Don't do me.
Because this brother stuck. Can't see his life without her. I ain't trying to be banging on no doors. Yeah.
Don't do me. You know how they be though. You leave them and then they see or find out or hear that you with somebody else. Then they want to get all crazy. No, you wasn't crazy when I was with you. You was out here running the streets and acting a fool. I'm trying to move on with my life.
I ain't never been drove crazy. I've never been that guy. And I've never been drove to be that guy. I don't want that to happen to me. I was like, huh?
No, I was not a player. I promise you, I was done with this dude. He just probably heard that.
It be the dudes that be players, and then when this is what. Hey, can we
that's
talk
exactly
about
what it was.
Can we talk about the dudes who like do you bogue, and then when you leave, they like somehow become the victim? They be like,
that's exactly what it
why
was.
Why you doing me like this?
He was singing Song Cry on the stairwell. It was just like that. Like, nah, I don't know what to do for you. I'm over this.
Burned in my brain.
Sierra says it's the longest 15 minutes of Russell's life. And then she said, clearly, you've never been built for the streets.
Nah, me? No. I don't belong out there. I've said it. I've been on record. I don't know what y'all doing out there. Why are y'all out there? What's out there?
There ain't nothing out there. Trust and believe me.
I done stepped out there a couple times, and every time I peek my head out, I'd be like, it's ghetto here. This ain't for me. I don't belong here.
It's a good, it's a good little experience to have under your belt, but don't stay there for too long. No, Chantel says, I'm crying. Russell said that was the first red flag. Yeah, what was the second red flag? Obviously, you like red flags.
I can't say that one.
Obviously, you like red flags.
No, we talked about that. We tried to do an episode on them. We had to delete it, remember?
No. Oh, you talk about the... Okay, never mind.
Look, we can't talk about that one. But that one was scary.
Is it froze, y'all? It's a thumbs up on the thing, and it's froze.
That was scary to me. Oh, we are froze a little bit.
Are we?
Mm-hmm. I think it was... Hold on. Can y'all hear us at least?
Sorry for those who are listening back to the audio. We are having technical difficulties. I see that our screen has frozen. Yes, she said yes, it is frozen, but obviously they can hear us. I don't know.
Y'all can hear us. We're just gonna keep talking until Facebook get it together. But yes, listen to me. I was terrified. Okay. So, is that your story? That's your. Time went bad?
That's not the story that I would listen to, that I would list out. But I've had several stories just like that, so I feel like it don't need to.
So it was more than one person that acted like that.
Oh yeah, and so he acted like that more than one time.
So that's how I know it ain't just him. It's what you be doing to these.
You just don't be out here doing wife things at girlfriend level. That's the number one lesson, because when you do that, they act like their life can't go on without you. When you finally decide to pack up and move, that's exactly what it is. I was just overextending myself for people who did not deserve it, and then when I walked away, it was a loss for them.
It was like, who is gonna love me like this? Nobody, huh?
I guess nobody, baby.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so
all right,
your turn. You told us. You told my story.
That was my story. That was my story.
I can't tell none of the other stories. I did. I had a stalker, like legitimately, like had to get a PPO stalker.
See, this is beyond
Those
me.
are things that I had that ended badly.
This
is not what this episode is about.
We've kind
way too much focus on me.
I'm sorry.
I need you to redirect and reorder, because we just got done talking about Eve, and now you want to talk about my
poor
toxic exes, and this is not okay.
These poor brothers.
Listen, I didn't do a thing. I promise you, but just like I said, overextend myself.
All right. So I don't have nothing that crazy, and I felt like if I had a story, I should have went first, because that one is far more extreme. I ain't had no stalkers or nothing like that. There was this brief exchange I had with a coworker, and it was so brief. It was like mildly flirtatious. Nothing had like happened from it. Mildly flirtatious. But this woman showed up to my apartment. Now, this is at a time when I was trying to move. I was moving to one apartment to a town. Yes. Mm-hmm. And she showed up. She was like, surprise, I'm helping you pack. And I was like, okay. I said, well, I got it, but thanks for stopping by with her. She was like, no, I want to help you pack. And I was like, I'm not comfortable with that. Now, mind you, I'm still freaked out because I don't know how you know where I stay. That's all these questions right now that I'm freaked out about. So then she breaks down crying, and she was saying she was having a hard time during COVID because she hasn't had human interaction, and she can't be alone right now.
She can't be alone?
She can't be alone right now. Now, here's the kicker. She married. So I said, well, you have a whole husband, you should go and say, nope, like, please, like, I'm talking about outside of my house. I just need human interaction, like, please. And I said, listen, I'm uncomfortable. Like, you need to go. She says, no, I'm not leaving. Sits Indian style in my dining room.
First of all, you a fool for letting her in. I remember when you first told me the story, I was like, oh, you want to get murdered.
It happened so fast. And it was like,
what are you doing?
So, like, you know, they say the two ways you react to like, your danger is like flight or fight. There's one they forget, froze. Like, flight, fight, or freeze. I freeze. Like, with them on,
that is
like,
terrible. As your wife, that terrifies me.
Listen, I froze. You hear me?
Let me have to be the one to fight.
So I was sitting here like, I had to threaten to call the police and everything before she ended up cussing me out and leaving. But I was so glad I was moving because I was like, I don't know how she knew where I live, but that was with mild interaction. That's probably like the closest story I have. And I don't know if that's like something coming to an end because nothing got started, but that's pretty scary.
No, that's just another story of you having bad boundaries, Russell.
Huh?
Tell that lady.
How was this?
Why are you here? I'm going to call the police. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, there is no reason she should have been at your house. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad for sure.
So Shanika says, facts, Brittany, because why was she inside the house? And Sierra said, remember, Brittany, he doesn't know how to end combos. That's it.
Still to this day, I'm still trash at it. Still trash at it. If you start a conversation with me, I'm at your mercy. I'm at your mercy.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, I walk away. It's in there.
I be trying to drop all that's crazy. Don't know what you're saying. I'm just autopilot. Oh, yeah. If I say yeah more than once, and if I say that's crazy, I'm not there with you.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Or laugh just for no reason. I'm like, that wasn't even funny. What's happening? You're not listening. You're not here anymore. I need you to come back to me. This is important.
Autopilot. The laugh. Maybe I should take the laugh out the autopilot. Maybe I should take that out.
It's a very distinct laugh, though. Like, I know when it's not real. Like, he's not listening to me at all. Phone in his face, and we're out of here.
Is that the one?
No, it's not.
Dang it. Yeah.
Hey, oh, girl, a lot, Charity. You're going to have to go back. She said, what did I miss? A lot. Is it playing for you, Charity? That would be a good thing to know. Anything else? What we got?
So we were talking about the episode and things coming to an end. And I see y'all left us out here because I definitely asked y'all to drop in the chat about the time something came to an end and it went bad. And y'all was so busy being entertained by our story. Y'all left us out here.
They ain't not about to tell all their business on here.
We be mad vulnerable telling our business every week.
It takes too long to type all that out.
That's true.
There was this one time, and then I said, and then we went. Who got time for that?
Okay. That's legitimate. That's legitimate. But I think we have to be comfortable with things coming to an end. And I don't think it's easier. I think it's easier said than done.
Oh, absolutely. Like I told you, I am very good at cutting something off once I've made up in my mind that this is no longer serving me. But it takes me forever to get to that point because I want to give people chance after chance after chance. And, well, I should say in the past. And I really had a fear of being alone. So when it came to relationships, I would endure so much just under the guise of maybe I can make it better. Maybe it's going to turn around if I just wait it out. Maybe it'll happen. But like, I think it's either you're really bad at ending, like, you know it has to end and you just can't do it, or you're somebody like me who just will endure tragedy, trash, and everything else in between before you finally be like, okay, that's enough. Like, yeah. Every time I had to walk away from a situation, I was like depleted financially. My energy was depleted. My self-esteem was depleted. Like, I literally had nothing else to give. And then I would be like, okay, I'm done. And then once that happened, you have instances like, oh boy, that showed up at the door.
That's true. And you know what? There's one thing we said on the episode that I think bears to be repeated. And it's that, like, you have those instances where something is legitimately wrong. You're being mistreated. You're being harmed. They're dealing with you in ways that are harmful to you and not helpful to you. And then there's those other instances where there's nothing wrong. Like, the person could be nice to you. You could be happy with them and comfortable, but you feel a pushing and a prompting that this just isn't for you, right? Like, there was this intricate kitchen set that Brandy bought for our youngest.
We bought.
Yeah, you picked it out. You picked it out. It came from our account, but you picked it out. But I was putting that thing together for such a long time, and it had these screws, all these different type of screws, right? Now, there were these 2 screws that were so close in shape and size, and I kept getting them confused, right? I'm so glad they were marked so I could tell the difference between them. But every once in a while, you know how those little pieces fall out and then they get mixed in. I would know that something wasn't in the right place when I tried to put the pieces together and it wouldn't stay. It just wasn't the right part for it. That doesn't mean that the kitchen is defective. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. It just means that this isn't the tool that's needed for this part. And there's so many people who we'll have relationship with who are not bad people. There's nothing wrong with them. They good people. They're just not what's best for you. That when it comes down to it, when there's pressure put on in the ways of life, that God just has something that's more suited for where he's taking you. And we got to be comfortable walking away even when there's nothing quote unquote wrong.
Yeah, and I think in those instances is where relationship with God comes into play 100%, because you have to really be in tune to those little nudgings and those promptings. Because when it feels good, they look good, they talk good, they walk good, but they're just not for you, that recognition of that, it takes a different level of discernment. Sorry, had a brain fart. It takes a different level of discernment to pick that out and be able to have confidence in the fact that, look, you're legitimately not for me and I need to end this. Rahima had a question. She says, how do you balance not cutting off too quickly and not staying too long?
I think for me, it's like, number one, all things through prayer. All things through prayer. Like when you tapped in with God, he'll lead you and he'll show you those promptings and those nudges that'll let you know, like, okay, it's time. I don't think there's a too soon. I don't think there's a too late. I think it's just when you know, you know.
No, there is a too late.
Yeah, the too late is when you know, but you still try to make it work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me now, if I ever had to start over again, there are just certain things that I know I can't tolerate in a relationship. We talk about our non-negotiables all the time. So if I start to see those things, I don't care if it's 2 days in, I've said, yes, I'll be your girlfriend, and then you start showing me these things, it's not too soon to walk away. Now, I do think some things you can have a conversation with, but if I have a conversation with you, like, this is something that's bothering me, this is something that I can't tolerate, and there's no even effort to change that, then to me, that's soon enough to walk away.
Absolutely.
I do agree that there's no too soon, but I think it is a too late.
Absolutely. Listen, y'all, the hour has drawn nigh. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Y'all real ones, because
even when it's frozen,
even when the screen is frozen, y'all still rocking with us. I don't know what happened. I think this little new update on the Mac, or when you're like making a gesture and it puts the little thumb thing up there, like that's happened a couple times where you make a gesture. I think that might have just confused the enemy.
Not the enemy. Is that on our screen, or is that?
Yeah, that's on our screen. That's on the live right
like
now.
It's from me doing that. Like
I
someone
believe
on
so.
our side?
I believe so. I think from here. I don't know.
Interesting.
But either way, y'all, we appreciate y'all rocking with us.
Absolutely.
Y'all are the real ones.
You know, another episode will be out this next Tuesday at 12 a.m. It will drop, and then we'll be back live Thursday at 8:30.
Absolutely. And as always, we love.
And y'all should love too.